pregame.com.
Next up, we have the Saints at the Bucs. The Saints a 3-point favorite in this game. Saints coming off a bye. Bucs coming off a big win last week. VR, your thoughts on this game?
This is going to be my best bet for the week. And being a fan of the Saints, we can't be fans as professional sports bettors, but we all have a team in our heart that we cheer for. I cheer for the Saints, I can't lie. With that said, there's a lot of value going against them this week. I like Tampa Bay. It's simple for me. You're going to give me a home team with the better defense, getting points in a divisional game. I'm all over it. I really think this is a great spot for Tampa. It's a tough spot for the Saints coming off that bye. They got all that weight off their shoulders when they won against San Diego. The betting public saw it. Odds makers are trying to protect the sports books by putting out an inflated number. I made my line New Orleans -1.5. The number's 3. It's an easy bet for me.
Chuck Edel, your thoughts on that game?
I'm with VR. You know, the public perceptions definitely has the Saints here and Tampa here, but it's really much closer. We know the Saints really maybe even lucky to get the win against San Diego before that bye. The Saints are dead last in yards per play defensively. They haven't been able to stop anybody. And I think this Tampa Bay offense with Freeman has been improving every week, coming off a nice offensive performance against Kansas City. And they're playing better. And we know the Saints on the road, on the natural grass surface, on open air stadium, have struggled over the years.
You look 2 years back, Josh Freeman really was a very good quarterback. Last year certainly struggled, no question about it. But last year in the preseason, the front office for Tampa Bay did absolutely nothing to improve that team from the year before, and they were a 10-6 team on the verge of making the playoffs. Of course, things went very sourly for Tampa last year. They did some things to improve, including getting some good skill position players.
On offense, yep.
Definitely helping him a lot. Yes,
Vincent Jackson, Mike Williams, they're loaded on offense.
And I still like Freeman. He's a young kid. I think he's going to be a good player. Like this defense. Schiano, I think, doing a pretty good job so far.
Yeah, I like Schiano. I'm impressed with him.
You know what did it for me, honestly? The fact that I went back and saw what was the line before the season started. Because coming in, we all knew there was a lot of issues with the Saints, off the field issues. But coming into the season, I don't think anyone, odds makers, bookmakers, bettors alike, thought that at this point of the season, the Saints would have only won one game based on that schedule. And yet, before the season started, this line was only -4. Because Tampa always gives this team trouble, even when the Saints were good and Tampa wasn't that good. So before the season started, the Saints were -4. Now, after they've shown that they're not that team we thought they were, there's only a 1-point adjustment. That lends to what Chuck was saying, perception's still high. The betting market takes a while to come around when a team's been good for so long, especially a team like the Saints who put up points, and we know bettors love teams that could score, so it takes a while for them to draw the conclusion that maybe this season they're not the same team.
You're talking about public perception, too. They had a big win a couple weeks ago, their last time out. Probably an undeserved win. They got a little lucky in the fourth quarter, but still a lot of people remember. I was on New Orleans that day, so I'm not going to complain too much. That was okay. But Tampa came off a big win last week. They were actually very impressive in that game.
In that game against San Diego, they let up 24 points in that game, but actually that's the least amount of points that the Saints defense has given up. I mean, their defense has been just getting exploited. And
30th in points allowed.
Yeah.
All right. We've talked about it. Let's make it official.
Saints at Tampa. I'm going to take the home dog here. Saints got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a great defense at home. This team's not allowing a lot of points there. They always give the Saints some trouble. I made my line 1.5. The number's 3. We're going to go with the team that plays better defense, is at home, and let's not forget, this one's on grass. Saints don't like that surface.
Well, you heard it from VR, and I think
best bet.
Best bet, and I have to agree with VR and Chuck. And
I'm with you.
Really, this was going to be one of my plays, but VR beat me to it, so I'll be on that for real money out of my pocket. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed the video cast today. We got a new group of handicappers coming in tomorrow. Hopefully, you enjoyed this information. I'm sure you'll enjoy the rest of the presentations. Thanks a lot for watching.